Hi, it's Jim Norton, and this is the first installment of, I guess, the Jim Norton Show here on Raw Dog Sirius 104 XM 150. We're not too sure what the show is going to be yet. I mean, a lot of you know me from the Opie and Anthony Show on XM 202 and Sirius 197 when we are on Sirius, and I'm on that Monday through Friday. So I wanted to do something on Raw Dog, which is more on the Sirius platform. So they gave me this show, and they're like, well, introduce comedians and play clips. So I'll hang with some comic friends, play some clips, and hopefully it won't suck. But give me time. I know you fucking animals immediately are going to start emailing, this show fucking sucks. Play Jeff Foxworthy clips. If there's any clips you want to hear, and I'm not playing them, you can email them to, or your suggestions to therealjimnorton@gmail.com. That's my email. You could email any clip suggestions. Or if you're a woman and you have particularly large vaginal lips, you can send a photo of that. It's up to you. Comedy clip suggestions, photos of your vag. I'm here. I'm going to have different co-hosts, but the guy I'm going to use the most is, I think, Bob Kelly, who's with me. And, you know, Bobby goes on the road a lot, just like I do. So if Bobby's not here, maybe Florentine or whoever else has fucking got no self-esteem and nothing to do. So Bob is here. And this is why I love Bob. I'm so happy right now because we're waiting for Amy Schumer to arrive.
Yeah. And
she may come, she may not come. I think Amy tends to tip a few back. So she may be fucking blacked out somewhere on a train in Long Island. And Bobby came in, and I'm so happy that you were just in a fucking horrible mood because of your phone.
Well, it's not even my phone. I dropped my iPhone because of my stupid... cords are just ridiculous. Why do we still have cords? Corded headphones bugs me. And my cord got caught on somebody walking by in New York and grabbed my phone and ripped it out of my hands, and it smashed on the ground and spidered my whole screen on my iPhone. And then I walked in, and the lady, of course, has no idea who I am, which always makes you feel good. Coming in to do a show, you know, probably the funniest guys in the country right now. Maybe in the world, one of us. The other one, maybe 40 states.
I'll take it if we're the funniest people in this part of the building at the moment.
I don't even know if that's true, because Ron and Fez is still here.
That's true.
But yeah, then she didn't know who I was. She didn't even know who you were. She kept just telling me to sit down like a dog, which aggravated the hell out of me.
I know, because there was something kind of erotic about that, because she's very sexy.
Yeah,
I'm very attracted to her, for real.
Yeah, it bums me out when hot chicks don't like me or treat me like a piece of crap right off the bat, like you get to know me. And then it really aggravated me that you walked in, which bugged me the most, that you walked in and you had no problems with her and you actually like her.
She's actually very nice to me.
I know. It aggravates me. My phone, her, not as much. That aggravates me the most.
And I'm usually the negative one. Like, that would be me who's like, fucking cunts, I hate them. But she's very nice every day I see her. We say hello in the morning, and she's nothing but sweet.
Yeah, well, that bugs me.
Your jacket and hat are still on. It's really creeping me out. It's fucking 130 degrees in here, and Bob still has his jacket and hat on. And right now they're probably like, play some clips! Eat my ass. Wait. We'll play them. Give us some time.
Yeah. She. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were showing up.
Yeah, of course I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
I have to. So your phone is all cracked and no good.
Well, it still works, which stinks. It's just the whole front is just smashed like a window. It looks like a window in a jail cell during a riot. It's just all smashed like a broom handle.
I'm so happy. This is what comics are like. I don't know if other people are like this, because I know Bobby can afford a new phone, but when I saw his phone was broken, it made me really happy. Like, and I love you, but the idea that my friends... Because Bobby's such a fucking tech guy. The fact that you love your technology so much, and it was just smashed and ruined. If that was your iPad, I probably would have shot a load in my pants. Bobby's been lugging this fucking dopey iPad around.
Look at. I got Amy's bio up right now in front of me.
You got her bio up? That's great. Is there a fucking GPS to tell us where she is?
No, there is a GPS, but it's not. It's not on there. That's Dave.
Yeah, Eastside Dave from the Ron and Fez show just walked by with his beard. Hey, Dave's a weird guy. If anybody listens to Ron and Fez, they're on 202 after the Opie and Anthony show, and they really are a great show. But Dave's a guy he's hard to figure out. It's like, is he really a fucking psychopath, or is he a kind of a genius who understands how to play up being a psychopath?
Either way, who cares? Because he really makes me laugh. We did that show with him when the Opie and Anthony had their Comedy Central show. Remember that?
Yes.
where it was what are they, a contest. They got 6 comedians, split them up, and had them do a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it was kind of like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Yeah,
something like that.
And Dave was one of the freaks. You could have a freak, and he was one of them. And then he shaved his pubes and drank it.
You know what? I stand corrected. Dave is fucking crazy because I remember he used to come in the old studio, our old XM studios, and he would show his penis when it had sores on it.
Ugh.
Yeah, like he would always joke about it, but he would show it when it had sores on it. Like, Dave is out of his mind.
What about the time he came in and just shit in somebody's hat?
You're right. God, whose hat did he shit in? It was a nice fedora. It might have been one of those reality show people, but yeah, we gave it. Oh, look, there's Gary monitoring. Hi, Gary. You can come in if you want. This is our fucking creepy guy who helps run the channel.
Oh, really?
It's like Nosferatu. Hi, Gary. What's up?
Oh, I just want to make sure everything was good.
Oh, okay. You're just walking by. I thought there was an issue. Is Amy Schumer here?
She hasn't checked in yet.
Okay, so she's probably
Actually, he's a good-looking guy.
not a good-looking guy.
He's got the glasses. I wish I had glasses. I wish my eyes were messed up so I could get a nice pair of glasses like that and look
He
sophisticated.
looks like a Superman villain. Fucking give me the creeps. But he's a good guy. All right, I thought there was an issue or something. We're okay?
I just want to make sure everything was good.
Yeah, it's going well so far. Bobby and I said, you know what? We're not going to wait because what if Amy doesn't come? Yeah, this is it's fucking comedy magic so far. I want to know how many people right now are chucking their fucking Sirius units out the window.
You're doing fine. Yeah, you're doing fine, dude. It's very interesting. Your first show, you broke into it. You told them what it's about. You told them that, we're waiting right now to, you can't just jump into something because people are going to, what the hell is this? Ease into it. You're gonna be Jim Norton, who is a big star here on Sirius.
Not a big star on Sirius. I'm known on Sirius because I happen to be in the building for 5 hours a day. So they just kind of.
All right, you're right. He's a sidekick on a really good radio show.
I really am the fucking perpetual. I'm a comedy barnacle. It's like, I really do contribute nothing. I just latch on to people who are doing really well. Like O&A, I jumped onto them. Fucking first it was Dice, then it was Opie and Anthony.
Then it was Colin.
Colin Quinn, and then fucking Colin's ship sunk, and I leaped right back on Opie and Anthony.
Then you went over to Louis C.K.
Right on to Louis C.K.'s fucking hairy Mexican balls. And then when he fucking had a stroke and dropped out, I jumped on to Leno. I just can't let go of more fucking successful men.
It's true. It's true, but I think that's your path.
I know, coming from a guy who's also the same as I am.
Exactly, except I chose the wrong ones.
Not really.
I chose one.
You're doing arenas with Dane. How is that bad?
Nah, you're right.
So, all right, here we are. It's the Jim Norton show / debacle. Give it time. Raw Dog, of course, Sirius 104, XM 150. And we're going to play a bunch of clips, and I'm going to take the initiative and request the first clip. And there's some you guys just play whatever you want. But this is one of them. I became a comic because of Richard Pryor, which is, again, such a hack thing to say. I wish there was other reasons I became a comic, but Pryor was it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but for a guy like you, it's not that hack. I mean, you're a white guy from New Jersey that should have been a serial killer that worked at UPS.
That is true.
You're a white, and you really, out of all the people that know Pryor, look, every comic says they know Pryor. I know Pryor. I know his bits. I love his bits. But you really know Pryor's bits. You're a fan of Pryor.
Yes,
so.
I love him.
Yeah.
And so the bit I want to start with, I mean, look, there's a million great Pryor bits, but this one's off That Nigger's Crazy. It's amazing. It's a weird part. You're not supposed to say that word, but I won't say that N-word's crazy. It's despicable. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And the bit is called Nigger with a Seizure. It's a brilliant bit about just going out and getting fucked up and drinking. So we'll be back in a little bit, and until then...
You're listening to The Jim Norton Show on Raw Dog, Sirius 104 and XM 150.
Hey, it's Jim Norton, man. Welcome back to the show on Raw Dog, Sirius 104, XM 150. Today's guest is Bob Kelly. More of a co-host than a guest, but he's with me. So, yeah, let's see what we can make of this show. I mean, I do want to have people in here, but Amy is the one I wanted to have in there. Because Amy's fucking very, very funny. She's
really good.
An oddly caustic girl. Attractive women... I get sick of hearing about how they're not funny. They are funny. They're really good female comics out there. But I've toured with Amy enough to know that she's really a fucking shit talker and a ball breaker and a very funny act.
Well, you take her on the road with you. She opens for you at some of your shows, correct?
Yeah, I always try to take, I won't bring you because simply I'm not going to follow you. It's like this guy you don't want to go on after. Dane's out of his fucking mind to go on after you. I try not to. I bring women because they're different than me, but they have to kill. I've taken Marina Franklin and Lisa Landry, whatever. Right. Al Jackson, who's not a woman, black gentleman, but different than me.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
can't get much different than that.
You forgot to say more.
More different than
you
that.
can't get much different than that. You forgot to say more.
You can't
different.
say much different than that?
Can you?
Say that? Yeah, you can say that.
All right, maybe.
You can say, especially on your radio show, you can say that.
Yeah, you really can't say anything.
If we were on NPR, I might correct my fucking grammar.
Can I always fucking hated music beds and like unnecessary noise on the radio.
Yeah.
And then I listen to NPR and I'm like, can something happen on this fucking station? It's shit. It really is boring. They think they're really integrity filled. Like, we're just doing the news. You fucking snooze fest. It is a boring person's radio station.
Well,
NPR is unlistenable.
Well, I have it right here. So
it's terrible. I don't like a news story with no sound. It's fucking creepy. It's like a guy's just sitting in a giant ceramic barrel reporting.
I never ever thought of it like that, but you're absolutely right. There's a little bit of music at the beginning. That's about it, and then it's just the person, and their voice is a very old school radio.
Yeah, you know who loves NPR? Every fucking cab.
Attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, pushing America into World War II.
That's all I need to hear. That's fucking horrendous. Who enjoys her? What a bore. Can you have some emotion? You know who listens to NPR? Hop in a cab. Anyone who's ever cut off a clit in West Africa and then come here and taken a job as a cabbie, that's who loves NPR. They love it. And it's all fucking biased. I really don't like it. It's boring. So we have clips to play, too. We're going to play clips, because this is a comedy channel.
Yeah.
And we get to choose our own clips, which is great. So I will...
well, you're going to be choosing because... Look, the comedy stations on Sirius are great, and they actually expose a lot of comedians, but they also expose a lot of famous what people want to hear. But there's a lot of comedians that you're going to talk about that a lot of people should know about, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, the comedians that we know, like there was a show called Down and Dirty with Jim Norton on HBO, which I hosted. It was 4 episodes, and I had a certain amount of input as to who got on, but not a lot. I mean, it really was. It was my show in name, but I was not an exec producer on it, and I wanted Bobby on it, and they said no because he had just done a Comedy Central special. Right. And it was amazing to me how many great comics they didn't really know. Like, I was naming all these New York guys that are fucking hilarious, and like, oh, we don't know, we don't even know. It's like, how do you guys not know this guy? So that's one of the cool things about this. I get to bring on whoever I want, and we know enough guys where as the weeks go on, you'll be exposed to more and more people. That's how you know somebody doesn't know what they're doing in a radio show, when they're continually telling what's going to be happening in the next. That's like fucking bringing a girl home and going, boy, am I eventually going to fuck you with a big dick. Right now, I have nothing. I'm small, and I'm fairly impotent. But when I do become a man... I really don't like the fact that your jacket's still on. I don't like the fact that you just ended that and you let the silence hit for a second. I don't mind. I'm not afraid of the silence. I'll take my jacket off. Yeah, please. It's creepy.
I'm keeping my jacket on because of my fat stomach, and we got a hot chick coming in. I know. She's not even. I know. There you go.
Come on.
I have a purple Iron Man shirt. I'm 40. I'm wearing an eggplant Iron Man shirt.
It really is horrendous.
It's terrible.
By the way, is Sirius really did they not pay the fucking electric bill? How about some air conditioning in this room? It's horrendous.
It's really hot in here.
My balls are like little fruit roll-ups stuck to either leg. It's sickening.
Well, you got Amy coming in, who actually, if people do know who she is, or you might not, she actually was on a Last Comic Standing, and she came in 4th, which is funny. The people that come in 4th and 5th are usually the ones that are actually really funny and do well with their careers. The people that come in 1st usually just fade away.
Well, I was involved with... Were you ever involved with Last Comic?
Never. But no, actually, I did. I did do it, and I kind of fucked myself. Because I went in saying, they're not going to pick me, I'm not going to get on the show, so I'm just going to be that guy. Like, fucking, you're not picking me anyway, so go fuck yourself.
Right.
And they kind of used that and made me look like an ass, and then didn't pick me. And I kind of think I burned a bridge, too.
Well, yeah, I was there in 2004 with Season 2, which was going to be a big season, because Season 1 was very successful, so I'm like, Season 2 will be good. And I only did a few episodes of it, because I had an MTV contract at the time to do a pilot for MTV, and they would not let me out of it, so I would have had to breach a Viacom contract. So, and eventually, Last Comic, Peter Engel came in and said, look, because I couldn't do the last contest to possibly get in the house.
You had to go somewhere else. You had to go to Florida, I think it was Tampa, to do your audition.
I did, because I was doing a gig. I had a really good money gig, and I'm like, there's no way I'm canceling a money gig to audition. But they called me, and they go, well, look, we'd love to at least have you audition. Will you come to Tampa? So I flew myself to Tampa, and I got in. And I finally went to Vegas to have like the semifinals to get in the house, and I just couldn't get out of this Viacom contract, so they had to cut me. And my managers were screaming at me, "Don't do it." That's just why they're like, "What do you need the money?" He said, "Don't do it. It's bad for you." But I did the pilots for MTV. Literally, the fucking worst things ever filmed.
Yeah,
and I take full responsibility. They were one we did. It was 110 degrees. It was in Cancun. My asshole was itchy because I had. Everyone jokes about the water in Mexico. So I had been shitting all morning. Like I had been really, really good. I had been not shitting. I had been not drinking the water. And the night before, I went out with Vanessa Manillo, I think her name is. I did one pilot with her down there. She used to date Jeter. She's fucking smoking hot. Yeah. And we all went out, and I was like hoping maybe she'd get drunk and, whatever, pass out. I could steal her socks and whack off. And I had a cappuccino the next morning, was shitting. So it was 110 degrees out, and there was lights on us, and my asshole was on fire. And it was really bad. It was really a fucking bad pilot. So whatever. I wasted the opportunity to...
What was the pilot about?
One of them was called Camp Cool, where I did with Vanessa.
That's it. You don't have to say anymore.
Horrendous
fucking
name.
Camp Cool?
Yes. I thought it was going to be about black people smoking cigarettes, and I realized, it's COOL. Here's what it was. It was Vanessa and this guy Al from Punk'd.
Right.
Who I love. You know Al? He's a sweet dude, man. Very, very cool guy. Sweet dude. What a fucking... What am I in a Vegas showroom? He's a sweet guy.
You're doing your first radio show. Come on,
he's
up for yourself.
I've been doing radio for 10 years. I'm just my first one. I should say he's a nice dude. He's a sweet guy.
You're just trying to... You should have
fucking asshole I am. I really am. I just made myself sick.
You should have a robe and a scarf on now and a pipe. Very sweet guy.
I really am a fucking complete phoney.
That's all right.
Aces High was better in Casino. Fucking De Niro's TV show was more compelling than this fucking awful thing I'm doing. So I did this one show called Camp Cool. We were supposed to help these kids meet girls, and it was not the best pilot, but that was how they enticed me to not breach the contract.
Right.
I had the one pilot, then I went down and they did a second one.
Right.
And that was when I actually flew next to 50 Cent on the plane. He sat right next to me on the plane for 3.5 hours from Newark to Cancun, Mexico, and we chatted for a few minutes about the FCC, because I told him I was a comedian, and it was like, it's 2003, and it was, wow, we were very enjoying each other, and then I all of a sudden ran out of things to say, and I was like, and for the next 3 hours, this was literally before the plane backed out of the gate, and we said nothing to each other for 3.5 more hours.
The whole plane ride?
Nothing. And it wasn't any aggression. I just could not think of one thing to say. And this is how desperate I was to communicate with 50 Cent. He fell asleep and the food was coming out, and I almost opened his food tray so he'd look at me and go like, all right, man. But thank God I didn't, because he probably would have put his fucking giant criminal fist in my face. I guess we should play a clip, because this is a comedy show. Bobby, I'm going to let Bobby choose the next clip, and I know Bobby picked a comic that obviously I fucking love.
This is the thing is, we both picked the Carlin clip. I mean,
yes,
the God clip, and I think it's the best. They actually took that and put it in the Zeitgeist film. Have you seen that? It's
no.
the conspiracy film. It's a documentary. It's crazy, but they go through the whole thing about God and how Jesus and all the religions really don't exist. They come from the sun, and then they play this clip. They animate this clip in the movie, and it's hilarious. Right. Hilarious. So it's one of the funniest bits, but this is why Carlin is so great, is that it's like he could literally change your opinion on something as big as religion. And
this is off, I think, a special called "You're All Diseased," and I think it was not long after his wife died. I don't know the exact timeline, but Carlin got really fucking cranky, and this is when I loved him the most, when he was just standing on stage and he was basically just pissing on the people in the audience and everything they held sacred. And to me, that's what a great comic does. He has no respect for the ideology of the audience. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Right.
And before we go to the clip, I might as well whore us both with a couple of plugs. If you want to catch me, you can catch me tomorrow night in Seattle at the Showbox Theater for 2 shows, or here in New York at Caroline's June 3rd through the 6th, or in Atlantic City, the Borgata, July 2nd and 3rd. And Bobby, they can see you June the 5th at the Wilbur Theater up in Boston. So here's the clip Bobby shows, which I agree with, Carlin's piece on God. All right, we're back. Sirius 104 XM 150 Raw Dog, the Jim Norton Show. I'm fucking. It's my third or fourth time introduced. I'm just going in the wrong order.
Well, it's so funny is that it's the first show and you're already huffing and puffing like, all right, we're back.
Yeah, I tend to run out of fucking enthusiasm very quickly.
I don't understand though. The show is, you have your own show on Sirius right now. You're sitting behind the big table. It's all about you. This is great.
I'm very humble. I don't like it all being all about me, because if it fails, it's my fault. I like it being all about somebody else, because then when it fails, I can feel sorry for myself and blame them. Do you understand? I'm a cunt. Now, I got a text from Amy Schumer. This is where we are. Amy's like, I said, are you coming? And she's like, what time? You never gave me a time. And I'm like, now. Ha ha. I put the ha ha, because that's what you do when you want to strangle somebody. And I'm like, what time can you be here? And she's like, Jesus, should I hop in a cab? I can be there in 20 minutes. Or I can come tomorrow, whichever better for you guys. So I said, come next week. We'll have Amy next week. Yeah. Because, or we might have Al Jackson next week. We'll have Amy in 2 weeks. She's great. And, this is the first one, so me and you will just talk. But I fucked up already. The first guest I booked.
You're not good with organizing things.
No.
You're good with talking and being funny. And picking up trannies.
I'm good with getting loads off the floor before my girlfriend gets home.
Did I ever tell you the time? I don't even know if you remember this. I'm coming back from a Stress Factory in the car with the MC. He's driving me back in the city. It's 2:30 in the morning. We're driving through the Holland Tunnel. We come up through the meatpacking district. We're at a light. We're seeing all these just she-males. Just she-males everywhere in the meatpacking district. And the guy leans over to me. He goes, let me ask you a question. I go, what's that? He goes, does Jim Norton really go with she-males? I look, honest to God, to the car to the left of us, and who's in the car with his head just peering around like a submarine fucking scope looking for trannies? You. Just sitting there, 2:30 in the morning, and then I yell your name, and you just peeled out.
That was obviously not me. It was just...
It was you!
It was not me.
It was the only bald guy with a friggin' Saturn.
It was a Saturn. Yeah. Oddly enough, I did own a Saturn. I did own a Saturn. Do you know how fucking glad I am nobody was in the car? Do you know how embarrassing? Who was that? It was Bubba Smith. He had a blonde wig. I was taking him to a costume party. Tee-hee! It's a true story.
Yeah, so you're not good. You're not good at organizing, bro.
How does me almost being a fag not and you being a blabbermouth not qualify as me being and Amy being fucking late not qualify as being a good organizer?
True.
I'm not a good organizer. You're right. I don't know how to fucking straighten out my sexuality or my priorities. How about going home instead of trying to get blown by somebody who's even more confused than I am? All right, so you want to... Speaking of Bob Newhart, Newhart, fucking one of the greats. Good choice. He had the number one... I believe he was doing comedy, I want to say 2 weeks or 2 months before he recorded this album, and it became the number one album in the country.
He recorded this album, and I read his book, The Button Down Mind, and that's the name of the album, too. He actually, he was trying to come up with the name of the book, and he kept going over it and over it and over and coming up with these names. And he had one name that it was called the Fat Lady in the Pink Dress Wants More Red Wine. And he goes, the reason why I was going to name it that, I had a big party at my house, and my little son came up to me and he goes, Daddy, the fat lady in the pink dress wants more red wine. But that's why he's so funny. He's just so subtle, and he would do characters back in the day. This album wasn't even supposed to happen. He didn't even want to be like a comedian. He did this, and then somebody was like, you are really good. Do you have any more? He wrote a few more bits, came up with it, put this out, and this was the number one album. He actually beat Frank Sinatra for a Grammy. Okay? And he was selling out arenas. He was one of the first guys, if not the first guy as a comedian to sell out arenas.
Newhart, everyone knows, comedy knows Newhart, one of the all-time fucking greats. And I saw Ron Bennington interview him probably about a year ago at Comics here in New York on a stage in front of an audience. And that motherfucker is in his 80s, and he is hilarious.
So his stammer is unbelievable. And the way he gets into these stories, it's unbelievable. Listen to it on the radio is unbelievable.
This is how great Bob and I are. We've broken new ground. Bob Newhart's a good comic. We should both be shot in the face with shit guns.
So you know why you're absolutely wrong? Is that our fans, hearing us say that, they expect us to say Pryor. They expect us to say Carlin. And they don't. Bob Newhart, a lot of people that like us don't even know that he's funny.
That's right.
That's why this show's good. because people that are listening, they're not going to go and listen to Newhart or listen to this and kind of figure it out. This is real funny shit.
Thank you. Right now, Bob is not talking to me. Bob is talking to Sirius management because as they're looking at this tape and they're thinking of how do we shit can these idiots, Bob's going, no, it's good. Our fans. You're right, Bob. All right, let's play the clip. Bob Newhart. Which one is this? Which clip is this?
This show is going to be impossible.
I don't care.
Oh, you're so fucking... All right, good. This is tobacco, right? The invention of tobacco, I believe it is.
You're listening to the Jim Norton Show on Raw Dog, Sirius 104 and XM 150.
Star producer of the Jim Norton Extravaganza. I want to change the name, the Jim Norton Extravaganza. I've been on the pad data. It just has a bunch of fucking Z's. Here on Raw Dog, Sirius 104, XM 150, with my friend Bob Kelly, who's going to be co-hosting a bunch of these. I think we're going to be on once a week.
Yeah.
If you want to see me perform tomorrow night, Friday night, I'll be in Seattle at the Showbox Theater, and then here in New York, Caroline's June 3rd through the 6th, with a Borgata and AC July 2nd and 3rd. If you want to catch Bobby, he's going to be up in Boston June 5th at the Wilbur Theater. So if you like this show, great. If you don't like this show, fucking put your face in a toilet and slam the lid on the back of your head, or watch the Tyra Banks show, which is basically the same thing. I've never hated anybody on TV as much as I fucking hate Tyra Banks. Why is she annoying?
You don't like Tyra Banks?
No!
Well, she's too happy for you. She's always faking happiness.
She's not, and her fucking, first of all, her hairline is irritating.
Because it's not her hair.
But it's like she's fucking half
Horse hair.
I know that it's a wig.
Yeah, a nice wind would flop that right off her head.
I don't like the fact that her fucking hair, her forehead goes all the way back to the middle of her head. It's like, how are you a fashion model with a fucking a giant alien skull?
We know what's it bugs me about her is that she's trying to be Oprah. She's trying to be Oprah, and like, but you know what? How can you be Oprah when you're still so conscious, about what you look like and fashion and all the bullshit you talk about? At least Oprah was a fatso. And then, she went and helped little kids in Africa and did a lot of...
Yeah, that worked out well. The whole fucking school with the rape allegations. That couldn't have been a bigger debacle.
Well, it didn't work out for her, but it worked out for the guy.
Yeah, it did. It worked out for the janitor. Fucking applied to that creepy fucking cesspool. All right, good. So we're attacking Tyra and Oprah. Both more successful than we are.
Yeah.
Just two fucking cranky, fucking out-of-shape white creeps.
So those are your options. If you don't like this show, stick your face in a toilet bowl.
And slam the lid on the back of your head.
Or go watch Tyra.
Or go on. I said that to Gene Simmons at a roast. When I roasted Gene, and one of the lines I used was something about slam your head in the toilet. And he was like, whoa. Like, it was like, it came out so fucking vicious. I was like, I didn't mean it. I just like the way that sounds. That was better there. All right, so we're going to play one of Bob's clips.
Oh, shit.
Now that I've told that stellar story. I'm going to let you choose the clip. Because I don't want to play any of my own clips because I'm sick of my own voice at this point.
Well, how many CDs you have out, first of all? 2, right?
2, and I have 2 other completed ones.
That just makes me sick, first of all.
That'd be 4.
Well, this really means, I know I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Yeah, you have guys like you. Comedy's changed so much. We played Pryor, you played Newhart. These guys made. What? Pryor CD was what, a half hour, 35 minutes?
35 minutes, yeah.
An album, right?
Roughly, yeah.
And they didn't put one out every year, right?
No, but Pryor put out a lot. He had a lot of Laugh Records stuff and a lot of... Pryor had a lot on Warner Brothers. He had a lot of material out.
But it's like guys like you now, like you, and there's guys out there that are putting out hour after hour after hour. Back in the day, you came up with... It takes you 15, 16 years to come up with that first hour of material to get you work, to get you where as to be a professional comedian. Then you put it on a CD and it's gone. And you have to come up with a whole new hour. You guys are putting out hour after hour after hour. I got 2 CDs. The first one doesn't count. The second one's like a half a CD. There's 3 good jokes on this one. And now I have 40 minutes of another CD. I feel like a schlup around you.
It's all right.
Stop setting the curve so high.
You should, which clip do you want to play of yours? I like your stuff.
I don't like that he didn't hear anything that I said, and he was just moving on to your shitty material.
I don't know.
There's 2 clips, and you can pick. Just pick either one. Either the one about the...
That one.
Okay.
I don't care what the other option is. Hey, this is Jim Norton. You're back with the Jim Norton Show here on Raw Dog, Sirius 104, XM 150. Bob Kelly and I doing this show together. And we're going to be wrapping this up very shortly. It's the first show. So, I hope you kind of dug it. And I know where this goes, we don't know. You know, whatever.
Amy didn't come because you didn't tell her the right thing. You messed up a little bit.
You like to be, I'm really fucking throwing her under the bus.
Yeah.
I really am blaming her like it's her fault.
Yeah.
She didn't know when I was taping my shitty show.
You just told her, you want to do my show? And she said, yeah, when? And then you never called her back. And then you showed up to tape the show. And you go, where are you? And
Yeah.
she went, where? Now.
Yeah, I started to panic when it was 30 minutes after she was supposed to be here. I was just hoping she was drunk and passed out, and then I realized I fucked up. So we're trying to think of a clip to play for you to end out this show. I want to do something by John Valby because I'm a big fucking Valby fan. I think he's very underrated, probably because he's a psychopath, and he's one of those guys that just probably could have done different things and been more of a household name. Because I think he's brilliant. I really do. There's a brilliance to what fucking Valby does.
I'm familiar with him, and, I'm not as, I don't have all his albums or whatever like that, but where is he from, and when did he start?
Buffalo, New York, I think, and he was doing in the piano bars, in the mid-'70s. I first heard of him in, I think, 76, 77. I was a kid, and I would play Valby on my little recorder and let people listen to it, and I would always play comedians to my friends, and like when they would laugh, I would kind of pretend I was saying the shit Valby was.
Really?
Yeah, and he looked nothing like I thought. I thought he was gonna look like had like a crazy mustache and long wild man hair.
Right.
And then I fucking finally meet him. He's wearing a white suit and a black derby like a pedophile with glasses, and he has soft hands because he's never worked a day in his life. But he's a funny fuck. And before we play the clip, let me just whore us both with a couple of plugs. If you want to see me do my live stand-up, I'll be here in New York at Caroline's Comedy Club June 3, 4, 5, and 6, or the Borgata in Atlantic City July 2nd and 3rd. And Bobby, they can catch you up at the Wilbur Theater in Boston June the 5th. So I'm going to close out with this John Valby clip. This is he's really a brilliant song parody guy. Song parody guys, if they're good, are as funny as anybody, and I know that they get killed by other comedians who think they're too hip to write a parody.
Right.
But this is a take on Billy Joel's song Woman. The Jim Norton Show. Thank you, Bob, for being a part of this first. Let's just call it an abortion. And we'll see you next week. Let's hope so.